listening to the Lupus and Chronically podcast. This is the space where faith meets planning for women living with chronic illness. I'm your host, Shedrica, and today we are answering Q2 softly with intention and, most importantly, with grace. Before we get into today's conversation, I want you to settle in, honey. Whether you're listening while you're driving, resting, doing dishes, or even cutting out pictures for your own vision board, I want you to lean into this one. This episode I'm sharing what's really been happening behind the scenes in my life lately, where the podcast is headed, what's coming up this month, and a reminder that you don't have to hustle your way into Q2. So if you're ready to soft plan, get some inspiration, and hear what's next, keep listening. Let's be honest. For most of us, March dragged us a little. Matter of fact, how about the first quarter of this year? Because for me, I'm still working through those ways of what I've shared before about me having functional depression. And I want you to know that seasonal depression is real, especially when you live with a chronic illness. The darker days, the low energy, and just trying to push through, I just really felt heavy. But lately, as spring has started to show up, the weather is warming up, the sun is peeking through, I feel like I'm slowly starting to shift too. I even got myself a new desk, not because I want to do some more, but because I just want to make space for creating again. Some of y'all may not know this, but before the podcast, before Lupus Speaks, I had a little YouTube channel called Plan with Drika. I loved showing planner hauls, setting up my planner, and sharing creative ways to organize my life. So back then, the planner community was popping. And I just wanted us to plan. It wasn't about getting everything done on my list. It was just about enjoying the process and being creative. So this spring, I've been decluttering, soft planning, refreshing my space, and honestly, I just want you to know you have permission to do the same things. Get refreshed, get organized, and get creative. Here's the truth. You don't have to act like you don't live with a chronic illness. You don't have to pretend you have the capacity to do what everybody else is doing. All you just need is a system that moves with you. So that's exactly what I'm stepping to in this month. And just the second quarter of this year in general, you are allowed to adjust the plan, change the plan, and build from where you are in this season, not where you thought you should be. You are not late. You are not behind. You are walking into this season right on time. So if you're in a space where you're just needing to heal, heal. If you're in a space where you just need to reflect. If you are in a season right now where you are ready to plan, get organized, and dive in, do that. Because I'm going to be doing that with you. Now, let me tell you some things that are coming up on the podcast this month because I'm really excited about all of this lineup. Next week, we're diving into something that has been working for me personally, which is planning with your body. I'll be sharing how I've been learning to plan based on my cycle, aka period, my energy and capacity, and not forcing productivity when I physically or emotionally just don't have it to do. Then, the week after that, I have a very special guest, Andrea Singletary, and you're going to love her. If you've been tired of feeling like you have to show up all day on social media just to grow your business or share your gifts, Andrea is a mama, Lupus warrior, marketing strategist, and someone who teaches moms and entrepreneurs how to market without relying heavily on social media. The way she breaks down collaboration and using your existing network is something that I wished I learned earlier. You're going to want to take some notes on this episode. Then later in the month, I'll be walking you through something called the Power Hour Method. It's how I personally plan, especially at home with my toddler. I'll share how I find little windows of time to get things done without following that strict, rigid routine that honestly, it just don't work for me anymore. Because baby, toddler world is a whole nother world, and chronic illness world is another world. Because you just never know what's going to happen. And then life just be lifing. But we'll move on, and I'll finish out the month with an episode on choosing the right planner and building a soft planning system. And if you are a paper planner girl, like I've always been, and you are curious about digital planning, I'll help you think it through what system will work best for your life and your season. This is my favorite part because I really love planning, y'all. You gonna understand now that we shifting into the Chronically Plans Co., which is a lifestyle and stationery brand, honey. And I'm really excited about this shift. So I will basically be rebranding. And this is the exclusive right here. So just stay tuned for all the changes and all the things that are to come. But as I have been thinking and, reflecting and getting clarity and building up this vision board and everything that I would like to see and asking God what He wants me to do, I have you in mind. And if you're sitting here like, Drika, I want to get organized, but I don't know where to start, I got you. First, I brought back something that was actually buried in my old Canva archives. The prayer and reflection journal is something I used to hand make and sell. Yes, like physically cutting these, binding them, packaging them, and mailing them out. Okay? It was a lot. And I used to love making these for people because I actually made them customizable where they could have their name on top. But we're not doing that no more. And you can still print it if you like. It's perfect if you want a simple, faith-centered way to reflect without pressure. And honestly, when I started digital planning, I realized it was so helpful to just upload it to my iPad and just start writing without the stress of having to make it perfect. And also, it's perfect for someone who is really in the beginning of their faith journey and just need a little bit more guidance. There are some guided pages that will help you get on your prayer journal. And if you are a girly who already is into prayer journaling or faith-based planning, this is going to be cute and fun. I love it for you. Now, the second thing that I created or I've been working on is the Plan with Your Body Starter Pack, which will be an introduction into soft planning. This is kind of going to bounce off of the Plan with Your Cycle. So if you're navigating chronic illness, motherhood, or you just don't have the capacity every day, it's something you can download today and start immediately with playing around your period. And lastly, if you need someone to actually help you build your system out, like real life help, not just me talking on the podcast, you can book a power hour session with me. So this is a private one-on-one space where we map out your soft planning system based on your capacity and your season of life. No shame, no fluff, just a flexible system that's made for you. So I'll leave you with this. God is not checking your Q1 report like a boss. He's not looking for a performance review. He's just looking for your heart. And I know that we've talked a lot about clarity and reflecting and sitting down with God and asking Him what we want us to do. I am personally praying differently for you this month. I just don't want to be asking like, Lord, help me catch up. But Lord, help me move forward at your pace. And if you need that same reminder, you are not alone. Again, like I said before, if you're in a season of healing, heal. Okay, baby? Before you go, everything I mentioned is linked in the newsletter and in my bio. If you've been enjoying these episodes, please leave a review on SpeakPipe, which is a audio voicemail that you can leave your review and I will actually upload it into the show. If you would like to be featured, Apple or Spotify, you can leave a review there. It's going to really help me keep this podcast going. So until next time, I will talk to you next week and we will dive into planning with your body and not against it. Bye. Thank you so much for tuning in today's episode of the Lupus Speaks podcast. I hope you found some inspiration, encouragement, and a few loopy gems to carry with you on your journey. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with other lupus warriors who might need to hear this. And remember, you don't have to walk this path alone. We're building an incredible community here, so follow me on Instagram and TikTok at Lupus Speaks, or check out lupusspeaks.org for more ways to connect and get involved. And until next time, peace and be intentional.